Dear students, we are now going to have discussion on the topic catalysis. Uh, it's a very interesting aspect of chemistry that addition of a small amount of a foreign substance or an impurity increases the rate of reaction to an enormous amount. Certain reactions which goes slowly or extremely slowly gets speeded up very fast by the addition of a pinch of a substance. This interesting aspect of the subject is called catalysis. Catalysis has been of great use in the development of pharmaceuticals, in the development of various chemicals, and in almost all the chemical industries. You have the catalyst. I mean, let us first define the subject catalysis. Okay. During a catalytic reaction, the substance remain unchanged. The impurity or a foreign substance which remains unchanged or recovered as such at the end of the reaction. Okay, and hence we can define a catalyst as a substance which increases or decreases the rate of the reaction without undergoing any change and gets recovered as such at the end of the reaction. Okay, is the definition of a catalyst. Okay, or you can say catalyst both increases or decreases the rate of the reaction. So in total you can say addition of certain substances alters the speed of a chemical reaction without undergoing any change in amount and composition and gets recovered at the end of a reaction. Okay, so there are various definitions in the topic catalysis, like autocatalysis, promoters or accelerators or retardants or catalytic poison or negative catalysts. Let us see the definition one by one. Okay, what is autocatalysis? In certain catalytic reaction, you need not add the catalyst externally. Okay, one among the product of the reaction itself speed up the chemical reaction. Okay? So that is called autocatalysis. Okay, say for example, in the decomposition of potassium permanganate, in the decomposition of oxalic acid in the presence of potassium permanganate under acidified condition H2SO4. Okay, so this will give you K2SO4, potassium sulfate and manganese sulfate plus carbon dioxide and water. Okay, oxalic acid decomposes to give you carbon dioxide and water, and along with carbon dioxide and water, potassium sulfate and manganese sulfate is obtained. Okay, so here we don't add any catalyst. Here there is no addition of a catalyst, but the manganese sulfate, manganese ion Mn2 plus ion formed during this reaction itself act as a catalyst. So in this case, the reaction is slow in the beginning. The reaction is very slow in the beginning. Once a little amount of manganese sulfate is formed, then the reaction gets speeded up, accelerated at an enormous speed. Okay, this concept of accelerating or speeding up the rate of the reaction by one among the product is called autocatalysis. Okay. Now what is called a catalytic promoter? So in certain chemical reactions, okay, so promoters are a substance, okay, which cannot speed up the rate of the reaction. Okay, they are second substance, but that will support the catalyst. Okay, so that will enhance or speed up the the rate of the reaction along with the catalyst. Okay, say for example, in the Haber process of synthesis of ammonia, N2 plus H2 gives NH3. Okay, so in this reaction, iron acts as a catalyst, whereas molybdenum this acts as a promoter. Okay, so in the absence of molybdenum, the reaction takes place fast because iron is there as a catalyst to speed up the reaction. Okay, but in the absence of iron, only in the presence of molybdenum, the catalytic reaction do not take place. Okay, so the role of molybdenum here is acting as a promoter. Okay, so this helps the catalyst to enhance its property. Okay, so you can also say the promoter activates the reaction centers in the catalyst and speed up the reaction. Okay, so catalyst takes place particularly heterogeneous catalyst take place as in the in the surface of a catalyst solid. So where there are certain active centers in the solid catalyst, so that gets boosted up or promoted by the promoter. Okay, so that is why the rate of the reaction increases by the addition of a catalyst. Okay, so in what are negative catalysts? So this can be otherwise called as inhibitors or retardants. You can also call it as a catalytic poison as well. Okay, so the negative role of a negative catalyst is to slow down the rate of the reaction. Okay, like a catalyst which increases the speed of the reaction, the negative catalyst is also used in certain cases wherever you want to slow down the reaction speed or wherever you want to arrest the reaction, then the negative catalyst will be very much useful. Okay, so in such cases of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water molecule and oxygen, acetanilide, C6H5CO NH2. So little amount of acetanilide can act as a catalytic poison that will reduce or inhibit the speed of a catalytic reaction. Okay, so catalytic poisons are substances which decreases the rate of the reaction. So this catalytic poison, they will block the active centers in the catalytic surface. As a result, the reaction gets a slowdown. Okay. So here we have learned three definitions. One is the catalyst, another is the promoter, another is the negative catalyst, and also autocatalyst. So catalyst is a substance which alters the speed of a chemical reaction without undergoing any change in amount and composition and gets recovered as such at the end of the reaction. Promoters are substances which enhances the activity of a catalyst. Okay. Retardants are substances which decreases the activity of a catalyst, which slow down the chemical reaction. Okay. Autocatalysts are substances, autocatalysts are substances where one among the product itself acts as a catalyst and increases the speed of a chemical reaction. Okay. So there is the complete mechanism of catalysis is not yet known. Okay, but there are certain theories which explains how a catalytic reaction can take place. Okay, so it is proposed that a catalyst follows an alternate route or mechanism to speed up the reaction. Okay, suppose a person who travels from A to B. Okay, so the person has to travel this route. He has to travel this route from A to B. He has to travel. This is the straight route. Okay, so instead of that, the shortest route is this one. Okay, so he reaches this side very short. Or if the person A who has to reach this B of moving from here to here and then finally this is the normal road. So catalytic route goes straight away from here to here. Okay, so catalyst provides an alternate pathway in carrying out the reaction. This is one mechanism. So the other mechanism is catalyst decreases the energy of activation. Catalyst decreases the energy of activation. Energy of activation is the minimum energy required to convert the reactants into product. Okay, but addition of a catalyst decreases the activation energy. Okay, say so this is a reaction coordinate where this is a reactant, this is a product. So I have a reaction coordinate and this is a concentration I am taking here. So the reaction has to pass this pathway. Okay, and this you can call as a energy of activation. Energy of minimum energy of activation. Minimum energy of activation. Okay, delta G. You can call this as a free energy of activation. So this is for an uncatalyzed reaction. Okay, catalyst follows an alternate route like this. So in this case, the energy of activation gets reduced delta G dash. So delta G dash is less than delta G. Okay. So the free energy of the reaction gets reduced by addition of a little amount of catalyst. Okay. So this is the another mechanism which has been proposed long before. Okay. So this basic theory will help you to understand why the chemical reaction proceeds very fast with the addition of a little amount of a catalyst. Okay. Now let us see the characteristics of a catalyst. Okay. The characteristics of a catalyst will help you to understand a catalyst better. Okay. So the characteristics of a catalyst will help you to remove the misconceptions about the catalyst. Okay. The very first characteristic of a catalyst is the catalyst gets recovered as such in amount and composition at the end of the reaction. Catalyst is recovered in amount and composition at the end of the reaction. Say for example, you add iron as a catalyst in the Haber process of synthesis of ammonia. A 1 gram of iron is added as a catalyst. Okay. At the end of the reaction, you will recover the same 1 gram of iron. Okay. So the amount of iron never changes. It is not being utilized in the reaction. It is utilized in the reaction. I'm sorry, it is utilized in the reaction, but not consumed. Not consumed during the reaction. Okay. So the iron is recovered in amount. Okay. So iron is recovered in composition similar. Okay, so Fe is recovered as Fe, okay, but not as FeO or Fe2O3 or some other ferric substance. Okay, iron will not be recovered as ferrous sulfate or like that. Okay, so the composition of the catalyst will also never change. What changes we can expect is the physical nature of the catalyst might change sometimes in some cases. So you add a solid lump of a catalyst, but at the end of the reaction you will find a finely powdered substance. So you add a solid substance as a catalyst, so a salt as a catalyst. At the end of the reaction you will find it as a liquid. Okay, the physical nature of the catalyst might change in some cases, but not the amount and the composition. Okay, so this is the very first important property of a catalyst. Number two, only very small amount of catalyst is required during the reaction. Okay, we don't need a enormous quantity, okay, of catalyst to speed up the reaction. Little amount of catalyst is sufficient enough to carry out bulk of a reactant. For example, in the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into oxygen and water, 1 gram mole of colloidal platinum is sufficient enough to catalyze 10 power 8 liters of hydrogen peroxide. You can imagine 10 power 8 liters of hydrogen peroxide and imagine 1 gram mole of platinum. Okay, so such a small quantity of catalyst is sufficient enough to carry out the bulk amount of a reactant. Okay, so don't think that if you increase the catalyst in bulk, then the rate of the reaction increase. It is not the case, but in some cases where the concentration of the catalyst is directly proportional to the rate of the reaction. Okay, where the physical nature of the catalyst differs the rate of the reaction. So for example, finely powdered substance, okay, is catalyzes better than a bulk substance, because a finely powdered substance will have more surface area. So more surface area for the catalysis to occur. So therefore, a finely powdered catalyst acts better than a lump substance. Okay, but doesn't mean that you require greater amount of large mass of a catalyst. Okay, and in some cases, say for example, the hydrolysis of canned sugar, inversion of canned sugar into glucose and to fructose, where the concentration of the catalyst speed of the reaction. Okay, reaction dependent on the concentration of acid. Okay, so in some cases the rate of the reaction depends on the concentration. Most of the cases, very little amount of catalyst is sufficient enough to carry out large quantity of a reactant. The third is catalyst does not alter the position of equilibrium. Catalyst does not alter the position of equilibrium. In equilibrium reactions, where both forward and backward reaction goes simultaneously, addition of a catalyst does not alter the position. That means it does not alter the amount of product or the concentration of the reactant. It will never change the concentration of reactant or product. Okay, so what the role of catalyst is to speed up, is to hasten the approach of equilibrium, and not in changing the shifting of the position of equilibrium. For when shifting of forward reaction or shifting of the backward reaction, it will never change the position of the equilibrium. Okay. And so the third property is catalyst does not initiate the reaction. Catalyst does not initiate the reaction. Okay. So it's a misconception that for a reaction which do not occur, suppose a reaction which does not occur, addition of a catalyst will make the reaction feasible. Okay, it is not the case. So if the reaction that does not occur will never occur. Okay, the reaction which goes extremely slowly or very slowly gets speeded up by the addition of a catalyst. Is it clear? So the reaction is not initiated by a catalyst. The reaction is not initiated by a catalyst, but with the addition of a little amount of catalyst, the reaction gets only speeded up. Okay, so this is the fourth point in the catalysis. Okay, next, the catalyst is specific in its action. Catalyst is very specific in its action. Okay, so most of the enzymatic catalysts are highly specific by nature. Okay, so you know the food is getting digested by enzymatic activity. Okay, so there are several enzymatic spots in our digestive system. Okay, so like tyalin, pepsin, renin, these are the enzymes which get secreted in our digestive path, so that to speed up the digestion. Okay, so these enzymes are highly specific in their nature. The tyalin do not perform the role of a pepsin, or renin do not perform the role of a tyalin. Okay, so each is specific by its nature. One cannot perform the role of a other catalyst. Okay, and when you take an inorganic catalyst, so manganese dioxide, MnO2, decomposes potassium chlorate, KClO3, and not potassium perchlorate. Okay, so potassium chlorate and perchlorate is more or less similar. Okay, except by one oxygen atom, but manganese dioxide is acting on potassium chloride and not a potassium perchlorate. Okay, so but there are some exceptions in which one catalyst can perform more than one chemical reaction. Okay, so the next property is a catalyst does not alter the nature of the product. Catalyst does not alter the nature of the product. Okay, so the misconception about the catalyst is by the addition of a catalyst, okay, the reaction goes fast. For example, if the reaction goes fast, if you by adding the catalyst, you will get a different product. That is a misconception. Okay, by the addition of a catalyst, no different product will be formed. Product remains the same. Okay, the only change that you can expect with the catalyst is the reaction speed. So the nature of the catalyst never changes the nature of product. Okay, the catalyst never shifts the position of a equilibrium. And next is catalytic Poisson. So the addition of certain impurities, retards or speed up the catalyst. Retards are the addition of certain substances or impurities over the catalyst retards the functioning of a catalyst, slow down the performance of a catalyst. So those substances are called catalytic poisons. Okay, so in the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide with the colloidal platinum, little amount of arsenic, only traces of arsenic is enough to slow down the speed of a reaction, enough to slow down the performance of a catalyst. Okay, so by the way, the catalyst gets reduced speed. Okay, so in certain substance, addition of for third next substance will speed up a reaction. So as we have seen, catalytic promoter. Okay, molybdenum promote the activity of ion in the Haber process. Okay, so let us summarize the characteristics of a catalyst. Number one, the catalyst is recovered as such in amount and composition at the end of the reaction. Number two, only a small amount of catalyst is required to carry out the reaction in bulk. The catalyst does not alter the position of equilibrium. It never shifts the position of equilibrium, but it helps to approach the equilibrium faster. Okay. The catalyst does not initiate the reaction. The reaction which do not occur never occur. Okay. The reaction which goes slowly can only be speeded up by the addition of a catalyst. The catalyst is very specific in its action. One catalyst can perform only one role in most of the cases. There are some exceptions. The catalyst does not alter the nature of the product. Catalyst cannot alter the nature of the product. You will get the same product whether the catalyst is added or not. Okay, and the next one is catalytic poison. Certain substances reduces the activity of a catalyst or slow down the activity of a catalyst. So dear students, so this is the very basic idea or elementary idea about a catalyst, and hereafter we are going to study about the mechanism of a catalytic reactions. We are going to take up the surface reactions that are happening in the catalytic reaction. So I'm sure that you have refreshed your ideas about the catalyst. You have refreshed your ideas about the characteristics of a catalyst. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can please note it in the comment box so that I'll be able to understand how much the subject has reached you. Okay, so with this session, with these few points, I'm closing this session. So very nice meeting you at this session. So post your comments. Thank you very much. Thank you.